What we found now in today's era is that you want to really start concentrating all your energy on mastering a specific platform. Now, the reason why you want to think about it that way is because social media is no longer social media the way that we understand it. Social media is bona fide, dignified, straight up TV right here, right now. So Instagram is serving as Turner Broadcast Network. Twitter is serving as CBS. TikTok is serving as VH1, right? Whatever these different platforms that you grew up watching, consuming, these are networks. So you want to think about your space on these networks as channels. Does that make sense? And once you decide to go all in on one platform, especially in today's world, and we're going to talk about why and how you should pick these different platforms as you guys are trying to scale your content. But you want to really be intentional and thoughtful about how you go about placing yourself in each of these verticals. Because a lot of people are making the mistake of being so spread thin. And guess what? Many of us, I don't know about you, but when I started building this company in my parents' basement, with no money, with no college education, I was a year behind all of my friends and all 4 years of high school. I had a 2.86 GPA. No one talked to me about business funding. Nobody talked to me about scaling a business, or I didn't even know any entrepreneurs who had made successful amounts of income and lived the life that I wanted to live, you know, throughout my upbringing. I never saw that. I had to go out and seek it and find it. So even having these platforms that World of Vision has created for you is so powerful because now the information is being brought to you instead of you even having to go search for it. So what we have to always remember is that as we're going to grow these verticals and as we're going about these things, we have to be intentional about focusing our direction because, like I was talking about before, with no funding and no education, you don't have $35,000, $50,000 to be able to go pay a media team to be, all right, we're focused on Twitter. Okay, we're focused on TikTok. Okay, we're focused on Instagram. So everybody can stop beating themselves up because they can't compete with Alex Hormozi and Layla Hormozi and all the people that you see that you look up to, or Gary Vaynerchuk, all these people that you look up to, because you don't have that kind of a budget. So what do you do when you're looking to scale your brand, looking to scale your business, but you don't have that kind of a budget? You go all in with sweat equity. Does that make sense? So you go all in on sweat equity, find a platform that is going to be the best platform for you. Let's talk about something like YouTube. YouTube is the Mecca. Write that down if you're taking notes. YouTube is the Mecca. When it comes down to being able to build authentic, very deep-rooted community, that is the place. Let's think about it very practical, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, I'm not the brightest bulb on the ceiling. So I need things dumbed down for me. Anybody else like me by a show of hands, please, right? I need it all the way broken down, right? So here's how you wanna think about content on a YouTube perspective. Think about the fact that someone is deciding as a subscriber, right, to subscribe to your life, to subscribe to your content, and spend 10, 20, or 30 minutes, because it's a more long form based platform, on your specific thing that you're deciding to educate them on. That's a lot of time in the world of content, yes or yes? Yes. So we want to think about this from a very strategic perspective, because if you're willing to give me 10 minutes of your time, then now I have to make it meaningful and impactful. So now I know that there's more intention and investment via time, energy, and money resources to get people to engage with that, because I've got to hold your attention for 10 minutes. So that's going to be a little bit more of a time, a little bit more effort, and a little bit more money that you have to invest in that platform. So that may not be immediate gratification. Hear what I'm saying to you. That might not be immediate gratification. You might have to go on the YouTube journey for a good 3 or 5 years before you might even see something stick. But if you commit to that and you're going to spend that time, understand you're building a media platform. Does that make sense? So people who are watching that for long periods of time over and over again, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to see a loyal audience who's watched you grow. How many of you guys are here because you watched World of Vision grow on YouTube? By a show of hands, please. And now look at where you are. We got to understand, if we want to invest in YouTube, we got to be willing to go the distance with that, okay? Everybody say go the distance. Go the distance. All right, now let's talk about something like TikTok. Instant gratification. Instant gratification. Now you want to know what TikTok is like? Eating candy. When you eat candy, you get a nice sugar high, and it feels good, but then next thing you know, you crash, right? What you have to understand about TikTok is that you might put out a piece of content tomorrow that hits for 1 million views, 2 million views, 3 million views, and overnight you got 25, 50, 35, whatever it is, 1,000 followers that come. But don't think that that means that you ate wholesome food and that that's going to stick. That was candy. Why? Because those people consumed 10,000 pieces of content over the course of the last 2 hours, and you just so happen to be one thing, and they were like, oh, that's dope, follow, boom, next person. That's not necessarily the place where you're building long-standing community. Now, does it mean that you can't be like a Keith Lee and build a very strong, solid foundation of a community? No, it doesn't mean that. But what did he focus on? One platform. He went all in on what? TikTok. So as he continued to build the rapport and show up and show up and show up and feed it, now he was able to see something be able to grow. Now, can you get viewership? Can you get sales? Can you get instant gratification? Absolutely. Am I telling you not to do TikTok? No. I'm just trying to give you an educated assessment of how you're going to spend your investment of time into the platform as you're looking to scale these verticals. And then if you're asking me, Instagram is another place that almost operates like TikTok, because the most case use that you're going to get as far as reach, viewership, and gain audience and traction is through Reels, which also works in adjacently to TikTok. Does that make sense? And then also it's a place to look cool, right? There's a different type of a platform where it's more, how you look, the aesthetic of how you look, all these different things, right? So you have to find the platform that makes the most sense for you and for your business specifically, but understand the game plan as to how you're going into it.